Hello everyone, I'm Bhanudev Bhardwaj. Welcome to this intellectual session of Knowledge Catalyst Society. Here we are in the most awaited session with Harsh Bhaiya, who has inspired the inspirational journey from AP Moeller as a software engineer, and then he cracked the dream package at Udan for SWD role and ex-educator Apni Kaksha, An Academy and Bada Business. Now, sir, the mic is for you.
Okay, thanks Bhanudev for introduction. Hi everyone, I am Harsh and some of you might know me. For my introduction, I am a software engineer. I graduated last year from DTU, Delhi Technological University. I have worked with many startups in tech sector and tech sector as well. So some of the renowned names are Apni Kaksha, Apna College, you might have heard about it, An Academy, Bada Business, and many more early age startups. Right now, also I'm in talks with Physics Wala. So in tech sector, I have a great experience. Apart from that, being my degree is BTech in computer science, I have been in tech domain as well. So I cracked Udan as a software engineer. Udan gives a team package if you know it. It mostly hires from tier one college, but right now I am in AP Mola Mosque as a software engineer. So I have a good exposure in both the industries, tech and tech industries. So today, I guess we will be talking about internships and off-campus opportunities. And I guess most of you might be in first, second year of your college, and you might be exploring stuff and thinking about the future or just enjoying the college. So I'll start with my journey when I came in the college in the first year. So usually the mindset which we come from Bollywood movies or parents is कि 12th के बाद तो ऐश ही ऐश है. Once you do your class 12th then college is just fun. So ऐसा नहीं होता, ठीक है. You soon realizes it. So first year में what I did was I came from that mindset कि अब तो जेई क्रैक कर लिया है, so life is now fun. So I was doing fun. So no more taking classes seriously, no more taking attendance seriously. I just go and chill using my phone playing PUBG was a trend at that time. So what happened was when the first semester result came, my CGPA was 6 point something, and I was depressed. Like I was the topper in my school, and now 6 CGPA. This is bad. And usually, what happens? Some seniors come from some tech society or tech club, and they will say, "Ki CGPA doesn't matter. Your skills matter." When company will come, they won't ask your CGPA. So don't take your CGPA very seriously. Just do whatever you want. Just focus on your skills. And placement is like a piece of cake. You just only need 3 to 4 months for the placements. Rest the college is just fun. So I'm an innocent student of first year. So many of you might have also heard this from seniors that CGPA doesn't matter. But let me break this myth: CGPA does matter, because when I got 6 CGPA, so that was a kind of heartbreak for me. So I started working on my CGPA, and till my internship and placement season, I was able to bring it up to 7.5 CGPA. Then what happened was it was 7.42 to be exact. अब क्या हुआ, टीयर वन कॉलेज है, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट आई. Microsoft gave a cutoff of 7.5. तो मैं तो वहीं से आउट हो गया. Then I remembered that senior said CGPA doesn't matter, but here it's a direct criteria. So you won't realize, but CGPA is a direct criteria for companies, because what happens is company usually want only 10 to 15 folks for one particular year. If not much, then 30, 40 folks. And what usually happens is for big companies, the students which are applying are in hundreds, 200, 300 students are applying. And if you take some bigger colleges, then there are thousands of students applying of CS branch, IT branch, software branch, and now I think they are allowing electronics branches as well. So there are many students. The competition is really large. So what happens is companies don't want to interview so many people. So what they do, they keep a test, the coding test. So let's say from 1,000 students, 200 students pass the coding test. Let's say, and it's a very low number. In these days, competition is so much higher that at least 500, 600 students will easily clear the round. So now 200 students have cleared the round. It's not physically possible to interview 200 students for a company. So what they do, so they see that 200 students have passed this test. They will check their CGPA, and they will pick top 20 students. Yeah, top 50 students according to the CGPA. So you might have cleared the coding round. Your CGPA might have been greater than the criteria. Let's say if it was 7.5, your CGPA was 8, and you are happy that I will be selected in Microsoft. But what happens is after that, during the shortlisting, you'll be voided. You won't get selected, and it won't be official. You will think that uh, it's based on the coding round or something, but it's CGPA wise. And some companies they know this, that many students will clear the round, so they keep the bar only high at 8.5. Some companies will keep their CGPA criteria as 9 as well. So one thing I would say, if you are in college, if you are in first year, second year, don't get into this myth that CGPA doesn't matter. CGPA does matter. Ask any senior who has cracked any company or who is in third, fourth year. He will always say that CGPA does matter. Then why do some seniors say that CGPA doesn't matter? Because they want you to participate with them. They don't want you to only study. They want you to participate in extracurricular activities in societies, etc. But I will say focus on CGPA, and it's easier. You have been through school. In 11, 12, there was a lot of syllabus. College syllabus is not that huge. So just one thing, what one tip I would say is just focus on the classes. Make notes what teacher is teaching, and in the last 1 week, if you revise that, you'll score good only. So focus on your CGPA. Then comes if I take the example of BTech, I guess most of the students are from BTech here only. So what happens is after your second year, so it's not a 4 year journey. Everyone thinks it's a 4 year degree, so I have 4 years to crack a company. That you don't have 4 years. If I churn down, it will be only 3 years, and at most it is 3 years. If you can crack in 2 years, then you would say you have only 2.5 years to crack a good company, because you have BTech projects, you have many subjects, you have to prepare multiple subjects for preparation. Then company comes, then interview process. That takes a lot of time, and company starts coming after your third year only. So your fourth year is nothing. After fourth year, you can only apply off campus. The major opportunities lies after the third year when you are in fourth year. Once you are a pass out, now you don't have those opportunities which you were having in fourth year. So after second year, companies come for internship, and after third year, companies come for placements, and fourth year, your whole is for the BTech project. So your race starts just after the second year only. So the first 2 year, you have to maintain a good CGPA. Don't get distracted in other stuff. Don't get distracted in exploring too much the new life, the freedom. Focus on your CGPA, focus on the subjects. Practice DSA, which is really important nowadays. People are really aware about data structure algorithms and core subjects also. So what you do, so what will happen? What is an internship? So most of you might know what is internship. So when you are getting placed, when you get a placement, it's called a full-time offer. It's a job. The company is hiring you as an employee. So when you are an employee, the company expects that you know that skill, you know the work which role you are hired for. If you are a software engineer, the company expects that you know. If you are a fresher, that you know some basics of software engineering, that you'll be able to do some basic work. But when you're an intern, the company doesn't expect you to perform at a certain level. In internship, the major focus is on your learning and getting some output through you. And in internship, what will happen is you will get the understanding of the industry, understanding of the full-time equivalent of that role. So if you are becoming a software engineer, let's say, then if you become a software engineering intern, then you'll be learning what actually a software engineer do. And in most of the companies, you'll be getting some money also. So in internship, we call it a stipend, which you call as a package in full-time offer. In internship, you will be getting a stipend. For example, Adobe gives around lakh of stipend. Microsoft gives around 80,000, 90,000 stipend. So many company gives 50,000 plus per month stipend. So you can earn some money as well and get the experience how actually software engineering works. Because let me tell you, in your college, what you study, you won't be using much in your job. So in your job, the skills will be mostly different. Definitely the subjects will help you, but the work will be totally different. So you are studying some engineering mathematics, engineering physics here, that won't be of any use. Some core subjects like object oriented programming will be used somewhere. Data structure algorithms will be used somewhere, but majority of it is development, understanding the frameworks, understanding different technologies, understanding different utilities. So that's actual software engineering, and you will learn that in internship. So how do I get an internship? So someone is paying you for that internship, and it's a good amount of money for a second year student. If you are earning 50,000 per month or 70,000 per month, it's a good amount of money. So you need some preparation for that. You need to achieve that. So how do I get an internship? So it's basic. It's similar to how do you get a placement. So let's say you are applying for the role of software engineering intern. I'll talk about that only. So you need some basic subjects which you need to prepare for. Most of them are in your college curriculum. Let's say, let me talk about the core subject first. Object oriented programming, OOPS, more popularly known as. This is generally asked in company interviews. So when companies interviewing you, the interviewer will ask some questions related to object oriented programming, generally C++ and Java. So you now you need a programming language as well. So I'll suggest just pick C++ or Java, one of them, because they are really proficient in data structures and algorithms. So at least 6 months to 1 year you'll be giving to DSA, data structure and algorithm. Right now what happens is when companies hiring, most of the companies uh, they do a coding round initially. So the very first entry barrier is a coding round, and what they ask in coding round, some data structure algorithm questions. So you need to prepare data structure algorithms, and not just prepare, become very efficient in it. And for that you need a programming language, so I will recommend you C++ or Java for DSA. Apart from that, if you are going into development, you can learn JavaScript or Python as well. So these are the most famous languages you can learn to get a general idea of overall companies. So mostly companies will be requiring for Java role, JavaScript or Python. So these three are like the most demanded in the industry right now. So you learn any of them and you'll be getting a lot of opportunities. So if you learn DSA, you need to practice. I think it's the most important right now because it's the entry barrier to enter in any company. In the 90% of the cases, you will need data structure and algorithm to enter that company's hiring round. After that comes generally after one coding round, if you clear the DSA round, then comes interviews, one round, two round, three round, depending on the company. So in interviews, they will be asking the core subjects. So these core subjects are the subjects which you are studying in college. You might be having it in your curriculum. Some of you might have studied it. Some of you will study it in later years. One of them is OOPS, as I said. Second is DBMS, database management system. When you go in a company, you'll be working on database data, MySQL, NoSQL. So you need to learn the DBMS. And when I say core subjects, you get a whole semester to study these subjects. So take that a bit seriously. Even if you study what you have been taught in college, you'll be able to crack the company. So mostly people, what they do, they ignore the college, they ignore all the subjects, and when they prepare for placement, they study those subjects again, which have been taught to them, but they were not focusing on that only. So what you do, you focus on what college is teaching you, and half of your work is done. All the core subjects are taught in college: operating system, database management system, object-oriented programming, computer network, system design. All of this is taught in college, but we ignore that at that time. We don't attend classes. We are just doing fun. And at the time of placement, we studied these all subjects again, and then it takes a lot of time. So these five subjects are important, really important. Not all of them are asked in all of the companies. It depends company to company. Some of them just ask DSA. For example, Google takes three to four rounds of interview, and they ask data structure algorithms only, but at a very good level. Some companies, well, let's say Adobe, they will focus only on some, like, let's say DBMS and OOPS. Some company, let's say Intuit, they strongly ask on operating systems. So it depends company to company. So you need to prepare all the core subjects. So once you prepare DSA, you'll be able to crack the coding round. After that, in interviews, sometimes DSA is also asked, and the core subjects: DBMS, OOPS, CN, computer networks here, and your system design. When you combine all these, now you are ready for the interview. Questions from these will be asked. So much resources are available right now on internet, on YouTube. You'll be able to find many things, so you can just get an idea of what are asked in these companies. The top, it's the same pattern from top to bottom. Everyone follows the same hiring process, so just need to prepare these. So once you crack these, you'll be offered an internship, and let's say you get an internship in a good college. And now, if you're not from a good college, the companies won't come in your college. Uh, so let's say in tier one college, what we call it as on-campus opportunities. So what happens in tier one, tier two colleges, the company comes to college to hire students. But if you're not from a college where companies, lot of companies don't come, then you need to apply to companies. This is known as off-campus opportunities, that you are applying outside your college to the companies. So every year, every company gets some openings. So this time, some tech industry is not at that great stage, so the opportunities are a bit less. But every year every company gets some openings for interns, for software engineers, for product designers. So there are multiple roles. Let's talk about software only here. So you can apply there. You need a resume to apply. Now let's talk about resume. What is a resume? It's basically your advertisement, like what you know, what have you done, what can you do for the company. So in resume you mention your which college you are from, what's your percentage, what subjects you have studied, what languages you know, what skills you have. So basically it's your advertisement for the company, that I know this. This is your janam patri, as we say in Hindi. So in your resume, you mention everything, and the company will shortlist on basis of your skills, on your marks, on your college, and your abilities. So making a resume is also again a challenge for many people. So what a great resume looks like? A great resume looks like where there are good projects, good skills, if not good CGPA, and everything is and work experience if you are applying for a full-time role. So let's talk about one by one. CGPA, I have told you, just maintain a good CGPA, you are good to go. Second thing is projects. So for interns, projects doesn't matter that much. So you can make some basic projects using any development language, JavaScript, Python, or even Java as well. So make some basic project so you can so the company knows that you know some practical application of the language. You just don't have the theoretical knowledge, you have some practical knowledge as well. So if you make some 2 3 projects, good projects, or make some unique projects. For projects, I will say the best idea is to go and pick the latest technology. Let's say the latest is Java 17, so you make something related to Java 17. Or let's say the chat gpt is going on everywhere, so you make something with chat gpt and Python. So use the what is going on in the recent days, pick that and make some project, any basic project, just integration, basic integration. Chat gpt sounds like very fancy stuff. In Python you just add some library, some basic functions, and you can make a functional project. And apart from that, one thing is recent technologies, and second thing is recent problems. If you can solve any recent problem with your project, then it's a great thing in your resume. It's an something shining in your resume. So if there are 2 people from the same college, there are, first thing, there are thousands of applicants applying for a single role in a company. So you need your resume to outshine all of them. So one thing is a great project. So I told you some hacks for a great project. Use the recent technologies. Use solve the recent problems using your project, and that makes your resume stand alone. Second thing is CGPA is done, projects is done. Third thing is your skills, your what languages you know, what subjects you have studied. So mention everything, as I told you, DSA and the core subjects, and learn a core language like Java, C++, and a development language, JavaScript, Python. Mention all of that, and then comes work experience. So when you're applying for an intern, the company doesn't expect you to have some work experience. You're in college, but when you apply for a full-time role, if you have a work experience, what is a work experience for a full-time role? Internship only. So you do internship for 2 months or 6 months depending on the internship. Now you have some experience, you have some work experience, you have worked for a company, you have worked in real life problems, real life systems. So you have work experience now. So when you apply for a full-time role in any company, now you have a big badge on you that I have work experience, I know how real things works. So now let's compare again. There are 2 resumes. One doesn't have any internship experience. One have an internship experience, let's say in any company and any good company. So when both of the resume show up to the HR or the hiring manager, so he'll see that one candidate knows how things works. So they don't need that extra effort. They don't need to teach you how things works. You are not a fresher. You are not a college student anymore. You know how things works. So a work experience is really important in your resume if you are applying for a full-time role. So that's why I say, if you are able to grab an internship in your second year, after your second year, it's a bingo deal for you. Just do the internship, give your best. What happens is, after you do the internship, 2 months, 6 months, they offer you for a pre-placement offer, also known as PPO. So what is it? So you go for an internship, they teach you something, you do some work, and they think that this candidate is good, he can be a part of the team or he can contribute to us. So they will say, Ki, your internship time is now over, now we'll give you a full-time offer, now become our employee. So they will give you offer, but you're in a college, you can't be an employee right now. So they will give you just an offer, and after the college you'll join them. So what happens is, after your second year, when your third year is starting, now you have a full-time offer, you have a job offer. So the whole third year and the whole fourth year you can enjoy, you can explore, you can do whatever you want. You're basically tension free. So that's why I any student I meet, I tell them to focus on internships really well, because if you crack the internship, and moreover if you are able to get a PPO, a pre-placement offer, then your third year and the fourth year are just fun. For example, when you crack placement in your third year, your fourth year is fun. Just make some BTech projects, 2 3 subjects. You have a job offer. You can just relax. So try to get an internship in second year. If not, then go for a placement in third year. So this is the whole scenario, how the flow works, what you need to study, how to apply for internships, resume, and full-time offers. So for internship and full-time offers, most of the things are same. Just in full-time offers, they are expecting you to have some work experience, and might be they will be asking some more things about the core subjects, because now you have studied a one whole year more in college. So that will be different. Rest, most of the things are same. I guess that will be explaining the whole internship and placement thing. If you have any questions, you can ask.
अ, है, बहुत सारे बच्चों की क्वेश्चन है कि राइट टाइम क्या है इंटर्नशिप के लिए और वो क्या क्या चीजें मेंशन कर सकते हैं अपने रिज्यूम में तो
Okay.
इसमें
The right time for internship, as I told, is just after your second year is over, and that's actually that actual time when the companies start hiring and when you are eligible to apply. Apart from that, if you are applying for startups, some early age startups doesn't care about your year, your graduation years. They just want skills. So if you have that skills, if you know that you can work on real life systems, if you have that development knowledge, right after the first year only, you can apply for internships. There are school students doing internships right now, but generally in big MNCs this does not happen. In early startups this can happen. So if you just want to gain some experience, you can go to some early startups with the team of 10 people, 20 people, and this there might be a possibility they won't pay you, or might be paying you 5,000, 10,000 only. So you can apply after first year only, but the ideal time to apply is after second year, when the big tech companies will also allow you to work for them.
हाउ टू गेट इंटर्नशिप एंड अवॉइड स्कैम्स क्योंकि बहुत सारे स्कैम्स हैं लोग लोगों को पैसे लेते हैं और कि हम इंटर्नशिप्स करवाएंगे तो ऐसे स्कैम से कैसे बचा जाए राइट इंटर्नशिप कैसे ढूंढी जाए और अ, कैसे अप्रोच करा जाए कंपनीज को
Okay. So this is a thing. My some of my friends also have experienced this. So just know one thing: you are going for an internship. You are doing some work, and in return you get some money and learnings, obviously. So whenever you go to an internship, just check the company background. Generally, such kind of things happens in startups, or they happen while playing with the students' insecurities. So these days, many students don't focus on skills, and they are not aware of things. They are not aware of the community, how to apply, what skills to learn. So at the end, they are left with no skills and no experience. So then they get tense that placement is coming. I don't have any internship experience. Then they go for some shortcuts. So then there are some companies to play with these insecurities. They will say, "We will give you an internship certificate and pay us 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees. We'll give you some work experience and then certificate." Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. First of all, if someone is giving you a certificate on the money value, that certificate is no more valuable in the market. Okay, when you go for an internship and you get the certificate and you show your work experience, the only thing matters there is the company name and what work you have done. So if you go to a company and applying, you have said that I have interned at Google, I have interned at Microsoft, I had interned at Adobe, then you have a good value there. And also you have mentioned that I have worked on these tech stacks, these technologies. That is what is valuable. Not that you have done the internship, the company, and after that, what work you have done. So even if you work for a startup which is not known, If you have done some good work on some good tech, that is the value. But if you are paying someone money just to get the certificate, neither it has the company value, neither you have done some work. So when you go to apply for a full time role, or even in the interview, if they ask something, you are stuck. Neither the company is good, neither the work is good. So don't pay for any internship. The worst you can go, I would say, is for an unpaid internship where you are doing some work, but you are not getting any money. You are just getting the learnings. So it is the last resort. Okay. First, try to get a paid internship in which you are getting paid. If not more than 30,000, 40,000, there's no limit. So the last resort is getting an unpaid internship, but don't go for where you are paying something and you are doing the work and you are paying the money. That's the worst you can do.
स्टूडेंट्स को काफी कंफ्यूजन होता है कि शुड दे फोकस ऑन डीएसए और वेब डेवलपमेंट इवन इन थर्ड ईयर, सो हाउ दे कैन फिगर आउट.
Okay. So if first thing depends on your college. If you have a good college where companies come to your college for hiring, there are good on-campus placements. You don't need to focus much on development. Just learn some basic frameworks in any language, Java, Spring, React, Node. Just learn any basic framework and just basic CRUD operations of any framework. If you have a in your college, there not much companies come for on-campus opportunities. You need to focus on development a bit. You need some good projects, because what happens is in on-campus opportunities, the competition is between 1,000 students, 2,000 students. When you apply for an off-campus opportunities, the competition is between tens of thousands of students. So you need your resume to outshine. For that, you need good projects. I told you some hacks for the good projects: latest technologies, latest problems. Just solve them, you are good to go. So actually, many of the students use this at the time of COVID. So the students who are applying for placements and internships during COVID, they just made a simple app, the simple Java app which uses the API of COVID, shows the data. Simple app, and they got a very good resume out of it. So just do that. And for DSA is necessary because as I told you, for 90% of the companies, the entry is DSA only. So if you want to enter the interview, you need to crack the DSA round. Once you are out of college, then DSA doesn't matter that much. But inside college, you need to focus on DSA, then move to development.
ओके. अभी एक रैपिड फायर राउंड कर लेते हैं. अगर किसी स्टूडेंट को कोई पर्सनली कोई डाउट है, डिस्कशन करना है, तो आप हैंड रेज कर सकते हैं. और इस सेशन के लिए सर्टिफिकेट भी मिलेंगे जो पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं. तो सून वी आर गोइंग टू ड्रॉप द लिंक इन द चैट बॉक्स. इफ यू हैव you want to ask any question, you can raise your hand.
I guess Varun is asking something.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi Varun.
Yes, Varun. Hi, Varun.
Hello, Harsh. So, I wanted to ask, like, the startups they hire from some place, like, what is the best platform we can look for internships from? Like, there is Internshala and LinkedIn, then there
Yeah.
is GitHub as well. So, what is
Okay.
the best platform?
So there are many platforms. So Internshala is, I guess, very popular in college. So Internshala is a good platform, but it's really cluttered nowadays. Similar to Naukri.com, it is also cluttered. You can find opportunities there. Just keep looking for them, but don't expect much from these platforms. It's very cluttered right now. So according to me, the best right now is LinkedIn, because just make a good profile, have some good connections, and show your work there if you can. What are you learning? Just post something that I'm learning this, and you can find the good opportunities there. There's a total LinkedIn job section there. You can find many internships there. And what I would say, it's a hack, not a proper resource, but there are many YouTube channels and Telegram groups which continuously send opportunities. Uh, Many students have benefited, and many of my friends who have been hired in companies got to know about some opportunities from some Telegram group. So these are really helpful these days. Some people are continuously posting about the opportunities, so you no longer need to search which company is hiring. you'll get the notification. So LinkedIn, Naukri.com, Internshala, go for some YouTube channel, some content creators, and any Telegram group. Apart from that, there are some new startups, Insta Hire, Top Hire, but well found. So these are some platforms you can use, but I would say just focus on LinkedIn, Internshala, and your Telegram groups. There you can find a lot of opportunities.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Bhaiya, for being with us and enlighten us with the roadmap for a good career. It's our pleasure to have you in our session.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you. Thanks, Pranode, for hosting, and thanks, Knowledge Catalyst, for organizing
Mm,
this.